Yo, I come from a small city where nothing is handed. Took my talents and made them work for me, look where I landed. I know a lot of those out there really don't want me having it. They just mad that I'm creeping on them and they had advantages. See, when my voice is on, I let my voice be the change. Put it in these communities, let it give them some range. Let them know that they got a shot at anything they want, and it ain't all about the team. KBLA talk 1580, we gon' get into it. The whole world will smile out of your media. The others tell it, but they choose. Got some limits, got some limits. We got that food for soul, not what they feeding you. Black lives matter all the time. Yeah, let's talk about it. Out the school to prison pipeline. Yeah, let's talk about it. Police brutality out of line. Yeah, let's talk about it. All these thoughts running through my mind. We gotta talk about it. Unapologetically progressive and efforts to fight for the people. Gotta exercise our voting rights and then push the needle. I'm walking tall, cause I know that y'all expect me to lead. To push the message I am willing to bleed. I gotta get what I need. That's social reform, that's prison reform. I'm highly informed, don't put down a pen. I got a list, I can't resist. I preach it till I talk with a list. And who you know gon' give it to you like this? And here on KBLA Talk 1580, we gon' get into it. The whole world smiley out of your media. The others tell it, but they choose. Got some limits, got some limits. We got that food for soul, not what they feeding you. Black lives matter all the time. Let's talk about it. About the school to prison pipeline. Yeah, let's talk about it. Police brutality out of line. Yeah, let's talk about it.
Andy knows what's up. What's up, everybody? What's up? Welcome to the Danny Morrison Show. And as you can hear, I am not Danny Morrison. Again, tonight, I am your host, Robin Ayers. Danny told you last night that he had to be away for a couple of days. He's taking care of some business that's very, very necessary. But Danny, we know you are listening wherever you are. I'm so glad you're tuning in. And here at KBLA, we want to send you and your family much, much love. We're just sending you guys hugs and kisses, Danny, hugs and kisses. You guys normally hear me every single night as your co-pilot of this show, but I'm back again, y'all. I'm back again steering this ship for another 3 hours, all night tonight and tomorrow night as well, so make sure that you stay tuned. But before we get started with this incredible show tonight, let me remind you to get ready for Agenda for California, an African-American perspective, moderated by the host of A More Perfect Union, Dr. Nee Cordelai-Corte. Thursday, that's tomorrow, November 3rd, 7 to 9 p.m., only on KBLA Talk 1580. This conversation will feature an all-star panel, including Secretary of State Shirley Weber, Superintendent of Public Instruction Tony Thurmond, LA County Supervisor Holly Mitchell, Assemblyman Isaac Bryan, and more. Don't miss Agenda for California in African American Perspective. Thursday, again, that's all episodes of this special series are available on podcast and video format on KBLA1580.com and, of course, on the KBLA app. And be sure to vote by or on November 8th. Y'all, that's coming up. That's Tuesday. Please, go vote. We absolutely need that. So make sure that you do that. And that's actually, again, tomorrow, 7 to 9, right before this show. That's a great lead-in so that you can stay tuned for this show. If you want to join tonight's conversation, though, at any time, please feel free to call us at 800-920-1580. You can make sure that you follow us on all of our social media platforms at KBLA 1580. Follow me at Robin Ayers. You guys also feel free to use that special open mic little feature that we got on the app. It's so cool. If you ain't bold enough to make sure that you call in. But listen, we want to have you. You family. So we want to make sure that you can call in. But if you don't feel comfortable, use the open mic feature on the app and leave a message for us. You may even get that played over the show. You never know, over the air. But listen, I am not alone tonight. Y'all, I'm so excited. I am joined by the brilliant, funny woman. You guys, I'm sure you all know her very, very well for her entertaining and very informative videos about national issues, global issues, current events. and she breaks it down in such a way that anybody really can understand them. She coined the phrase, okay, so boom. And I consider her to be one of the fastest rising legal analysts, law school students. I mean, she's on the rise. Definitely somebody that you need to watch out for. Please welcome into the Danny Morrison Show, A.B. Burns Tucker. A.B. Burns Tucker. All right, we got it, to the Danny Morrison Show. How are you today?
Okay, so boom, I'm good.
I'm probably going to really use that all night. I'm going to use your hashtag, okay, so boom.
It's all good. Do so, please.
Yes, by all means. And you are rocking your merchandise.
Absolutely. All day.
All day.
Walking brand.
What does it say on the back again?
Have the day you deserve.
Have the day, because that's what you're known for, too. You say that, have the day you deserve.
Absolutely.
No matter good, no matter bad.
Whatever you deserve for that day, you go ahead and take that.
Go ahead and take that.
Go ahead.
Okay, before anything, okay, so boom, the merchandise, where are we going to pick that up at?
LegallyHype.com.
You weren't playing. You got on this really, really fast.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I like that.
Had to.
I like that.
Hey.
Yeah, it's up and popping. Like, you have all of your videos up, or like your popular videos, your merchandise, how to reach you, everything. You really got on it because your videos pretty much blew up right away. And we all need to rock that. Okay, so boom.
Absolutely. Make sure you get your little okay, so boom merch. You feel me? Support Black business.
Hey. Well, listen, there is so much going on tonight. We have some incredible things in store for you. I was talking to you on before the show started about some of the things that I want to introduce. We're going to do all of that, so much more. And yeah, just stay tuned. It's going to be a poppin' night. I feel like it's going to have a lot of energy. We're going to talk politics a little bit. I think AB is going to put us up on game a little bit. We're going to laugh. We'll have some entertainment, of course, and your phone calls and whatever you guys want to contribute to the show as well. So when we come forward, we will begin what I call the moot court. Because since she's in law school, we're going to do the moot court today, and I'll explain exactly what that is on the other side. You guys are inside the Danny Morrison Show. It's KBLA Talk 1580. Stay right there.
From Bakersfield to Los Angeles, like George and Weezy, Danny Morrison is moving on up at KBLA Talk 1580.
When it comes to LA's next mayor, who can we trust to stand up for our community? The person who's always been there, Democrat Karen Bass. Unlike her opponent, Karen Bass has always been a Democrat, fighting for principles like fairness, justice, and equal rights. She's not a billionaire real estate developer who only comes around during election time. Karen, she came from. Take it from someone who knows.
This is Stevie Wonder. And you know what? Today, there should be no confusion. Los Angeles needs real principled leadership. We need someone who is who they say they are, with or without a hot microphone. We need someone who has been consistent with who they are in principle, party affiliation, and government service. No surprises with Karen Bass. She is who she's always been, a real honest leader. Vote Karen Bass.
Paid for by Karen Bass for Mayor 2022 General. More information at ethics.lacity.org.
When you're the victim of a car accident, who goes to bat for you is crucial. We're MVP Accident Attorneys, the personal injury pros. Hiring the right law firm can be the difference between a rewarding settlement and striking out. Our team is in it to win it, and we'll fight to get the maximum compensation you deserve. Call the pros at MVP Accident Attorneys at 833-MVP-WINS for your free consultation. Call 833-MVP-WINS.
Call on me, your MVP.
Power to the people.
Say his name. 12-year-old Ohio youth Tamir Rice was gunned down at a public park while playing with a toy gun. A mere 12 seconds in 2014. No one was ever prosecuted. Justice for Tamir denied. Say his name. Tamir Rice. Tamir would have been 20 on June 25th. He'd be able to cast the ballot for only the second time in the national election this November. Say his name. Tamir Rice. Tamir can't vote on November 8th. His voice was silenced long before he was ever able to vote. Do you think those who denied him justice will vote? Say his name, Tamir Rice, and vote on or by November 8th. What's your excuse?
Paid for by the African American Voter Registration Education and Participation Project.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 85% water, right?
85% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, pass me the Intercom thing.
Attention shoppers. If you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Don't pay for water. Pay for clean. If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Pods.
Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent. Real talk, real time, the gospel truth. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show on KBLA Talk 1580.
You are inside the Danny Morrison Show. I am your host, Robin Ayers, for the night. And, of course, like I said, Danny Morrison is away taking care of some business. But he will be joining us next week, of course. And I'm not alone. I am rolling with my co-host all night long. AB, how are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm also doing pretty well. I'm so glad that you're joining me all night.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so, of course, I mentioned the videos. I mentioned, I saw you first on TikTok, right? The thing that grabbed me about TikTok, you said, okay, so boom. Let me just set it up. Okay, so boom. And then you went immediately into schooling us on what was happening with Russia and Ukraine.
Yes.
And so give people a little bit of background, because people really love right now watching your come up.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what we're doing. We're watching your rise and your come up, but in this like really very unique way.
Yes.
So can you give people just an idea of who you are?
Yeah, that's so funny. So, AB, obviously, I am a law student, right? I'm a mom, I'm just a regular, schmegular little girl, I just be out here doing my thing one time for one time. Hey. And it's so funny because, like, even doing that video, right, when I did it, I just was kind of, like, being myself, right? So I'm in law school, and we were kind of talking about this, like, when I'm explaining cases to my friends and stuff, because the language in them cases, they be so, like, how art that? I'm like, we be confused. Yeah, right. I'm like, this case from 1912, like, what? And so I would explain the cases to my friends like that and, like, kind of make it a little modern so they could understand it, right? And so even with the Russia-Ukraine video, like, I always would tell my friends, like, oh, did you see the news? Did you see what happened? They'd be like, girl, no, if it wasn't on the Shade Room or, like, you didn't come tell me, I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
So when I did the video, I really wasn't even, like, thinking it was going to blow up the way it was. I just was like, okay, I'm going to tell the homies, like, what's going on, because this is crazy. Why we're not talking about this, right?
Yeah.
And it just took off from there, and I was like, okay, well, now I get to tell you more. Like, y'all listening? Okay, here we go then. Okay, so we're going to hear all of it now.
Yeah. And speaking of taking off, that video took off. Everybody started reposting it.
Yeah.
I was just watching it time and time again, and it's funny because I enjoyed it when I saw it. I probably even saved it on TikTok, but then when I started seeing everybody repost it, I was like, let me go find her. Let me go to her actual page. And then, like, I found your page, obviously. And then you starting to do more and more of those kinds of videos, letting us know people who, do you feel like it's reaching those people who, for the most part, politics might go over a lot of our heads. Legal terminology might go over our heads. So you feel like it's reaching us?
Absolutely. I could tell from the comments, right? Like, people all the time, they'll be like, I didn't get it until you started saying it. Or I come here every day checking for my news because I don't know what's going on, you know? And so it's just really reaching an audience of people. Like, I give the example of, so you could come tell me something important. He's like, your mama finna die, right, in French. And I see it in your eyes that you dead serious, but I don't speak that language, so you're not talking to me. And I think that's kind of how it goes with, like, legal talk, right, and even politics, where a lot of us be like, you're not talking to me because all them syllables? We didn't learn, we didn't learn them in public school, right? And so, in doing it the way that I do it, right, more people can get hip to it. And then it's also like having fun with some information that's like really overbearing, right? Like could really stress you out.
Yeah.
But just trying to do it in a way where people don't check out, because this information is serious, especially right now. We got midterms coming up.
Exactly, which is definitely something we're talking about tonight, because I know that you can break some information down. So when it comes to voting, which is, y'all, what are we, 5 days away from? No, 5 days? What's today's date?
Wait, we got 6. Well, by the time we leave, we're probably going to have 5 days.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, yeah. What made you go to law school in the first place? Was that something you've always wanted to do, or what happened there?
You know, it's so funny. So my brother will say that I always said I wanted to be a lawyer. I don't remember that. But I actually went to law school because my brother was wrongfully convicted. And he was sentenced to 50 years to life in prison. Okay. And so sitting through that trial and that process twice, right, I was like, this is crazy. First of all, nobody in this courtroom looked like me but the defendant, right, my brother. Yeah. And second of all, how the heck did you pull the wool over my family's eyes like that? Like, I kind of felt disrespected. I didn't appreciate that. Yeah. And so I remember from that moment being like, I'm going to go to law school because I don't want to see this happen to anybody ever again. Like, I need to be able to understand, like, what this is like. And so, I started my journey through law school, and by God's grace, I'll be done in May.
Future Esquire, AB Esquire. Yes, I love that. Well, definitely congratulations. That is on the, like, literally around the corner. Yes. You made it work. You made it happen. Yes. So now I wonder if your fellow constituents, if everybody is curious about your delivery and your videos and how you are, coming across on your videos. Do you feel like the reception has been there, or what has that been like, or the lack thereof of the reception?
No, like, people love it, right? And I've just gotten so much love and appreciation for what I do. And I was nervous about it, right? Because I was like, these folks think I'm ghetto. I ain't never going to get no job, right? I was scared. I'm like, oh, no, it's going to be over. Yeah. But I've actually gotten more love and, like, even from people you wouldn't expect. Like, probably was worried about feeling some type of way about me. They be the main ones like, yes, that's what I'm talking, Yeah. And I'm like, okay, cool. So, like, it's been received well. Of course, you always going to have haters. Always going to be a person or two who be like, why you got to talk like that? And, I'm like, I could talk however I want to. It's the reality. Like, I could turn it on or turn it off. You know what I mean? But for me, it's reaching a broader audience of people. And, again, like, maybe people who felt like nobody was talking to us about this before, so we always felt like we didn't matter or it didn't matter. And now it does, right? So, I mean, people can feel how they want to feel about it. We up now. It's up and it's up. So
the reason why I appreciate it is, not only being from the hood, I've been through and from several hoods, right? But people always tend to think that people from the hood aren't intelligent, aren't smart, have nothing to offer, but then we need somebody like you who's going to deliver it and maybe even in layman's terms. But have you felt like people, I don't know if you're really in communication with people in your comments and on social media like that, but do you feel like they've given you, their comments on you giving them the permission to feel freer, giving them the permission to sort of be themselves? Do you get what I'm saying there?
Yeah, absolutely. So I do engage in the comments when it's positive or when it's a teachable moment, so let's be clear, right? Because the comments can get out of pocket sometimes, and I'd be like, I am a recovering hood rat, so I have to watch what I say, right? Or watch what I pay attention to. Yeah. But absolutely, I've gotten so many comments, DMs, emails from people who are like, oh, I wanted to go to law school, but I didn't think I could. I want to do something like this, in my field. I want to, do my own little thing in my field. And I'm like, do it. First of all, it's enough space on the internet for everybody. You know what I mean? Like, and I hope that it encourages other people, especially people from the hood, to feel like they can double up, right? Like you could be from where you're from and be authentic and still have something valuable to say. And there's an audience for you, right? And so I do hope that, like, it opens the door for more people to, like, pull up and do their thing and share what they got to say in the best way they can.
Yeah, well, you're definitely leading the front on that. So I think that's so dope. do you feel like there is some pressure to, because you're a whole law school student out here in these streets, so that's one thing in and of itself, right? You have to stay up on that, the legal jargon, whatever that is, homework. I don't know what stage in the game you're at, but all of that, and then at the same time, now there is this platform where people are sort of expecting you to break down certain current events and things that we need to know about. So where do you find yourself with having to? Do you feel the everything and deliver it? You get what I'm saying?
Every day, right?
Do you really? Okay.
Absolutely, every day. Because people are like, where's my news, sis? You know, like, what's going on? I do feel that pressure, and it's in a good way, right? Because that means that the audience is like really receiving it and receiving the information, and obviously it matters to them, right? Because when I'm missing, the hypes don't play. They be like, hello, are you okay? Where you at? What's going on, right? And so
the hypes don't play. Are they, is that their followers?
Yes, the hypes. Yes, absolutely. They don't play.
I love it.
I'm telling you, they don't play about me, and that's why I don't argue in the comment section either, because they get down in the comment section.
Ooh,
you can't say nothing about me. The hypes will get on you.
Ooh, I like that. So you got some riders.
What? Yes. It's amazing. But yeah, you know, there is the pressure, but again, it's in a positive way. And I just take it, you know, it's a responsibility at the end of the day. And so I just take it one day at a time and do the best I can. And when I can't, I can't.
And you can handle it. I feel like you can handle it.
I'm doing it one day at a time.
Hey, okay. So balance-wise, are you balancing out your life?
No.
Is there such a thing as balance?
No. And my sisters and my family will tell me all the time. They be like, "Girl, you need a break. You need a vacation." I'm like, maybe like January we could talk about it. You know. I've been on go since February. Honestly,
Everybody wants you to break something down. Are you the spokesperson? Are you? I mean, what is that like? Are you literally the spokesperson for the hood to break down, you know, politics and things?
Oh, you gonna have to ask the hood.
I guess that's true.
Yeah,
I guess that's true.
See what they say. I mean, they rock with me so far, so good.
Yeah, so you are representative. So
of course, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so where's vacation though? Where are you going?
Oh.
You gotta plan it. Where are you going when you graduate? Like that's a mega, that's like you gotta champion yourself. You know, like you haven't thought about that yet.
I have.
That's too far.
I try. Honestly, I try because I'm like, once I graduate, then I gotta take the bar, right? So all of that, and then I'm like, I still ain't got no job. Right. After law school, so I'm like, what am I gonna do? I got to make sure it's ready.
Oh yeah, you will though. Do you? I'm positive you are gonna get swooped up.
I'm praying on it. I receive it, you know, and it's funny because like so many people will speak good on that and be like, you know, it's gonna happen for you, something's gonna happen for you. I'm like, I receive it, yes. He said where two or more come together in his name, he's gonna be there too. So pull up, you know.
Yeah, Lord.
Yes.
What's ideal for you though? Where do you want to work? Or what type of, is it a firm? Is it yourself? Or what exactly is it that you want to do? Because right now you're doing things in media. And so that sounds like that's right about up your alley because you're able to bring personality and all of the fun stuff too. So is that quite, in the realm of where you want to go?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm loving it, right? And it gives me flexibility, and I get to move around a little bit more, right? Like when you're a litigator or an attorney, all you hear about is like people clocking hours and stuff like that. And for me, it's like doing something that matters. So I would be grateful, if I could continue kind of moving how I'm moving now, just, in a more stable situation. I would definitely do that.
Okay.
Absolutely.
But you are going to use this law degree. You are going to do something in law.
Yeah.
Because, some people are like, you know what, I did it. That was great for me. Pat on the back, but I'm done.
No, I do want to litigate. So I think I'm in between, like, do I go to the DA's office, right? Or do I do post-conviction work, right? Because there's such a need in that area of law, and I think it's one area of law that a lot of people aren't really familiar with.
Okay.
How difficult it is, and just the lack of representation it is, and how many clients are, in need in that area of litigation. So those are kind of the two that I'm in between. anything could change, but like right now, that's probably where I'm focused.
How do you feel about Kim Kardashian and, you know, that whole journey she's on to become an attorney as well?
Yeah. What I'll say is that the process through law school is not easy.
Yeah.
Right? It don't matter how much money you have, you know, and especially you look at someone like her who has so much going on with businesses, so she got like 4 kids, you know what I mean? That's a lot for anybody. And she's not even going through law school. She's doing the apprenticeship program.
Yeah.
That's almost harder, right?
Yeah.
Because you are kind of self-studying the whole way. The bar is no joke, especially, you know, if you taken the bar in California. I think she failed the baby bar twice, you know.
Yes, she did. I think she shows that on the reality show.
Right.
Yeah.
And so she eventually passed it, right? And shout out, one of my professors actually said he was a bar grader when she took the baby bar. So that was
nice.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so I think that it is powerful because she can use her fame to bring awareness to these larger issues. And that's kind of one of the reasons I started doing what I'm doing on social media, because I started to see how you know, celebrities like herself that most people maybe would not have paid attention to or not had access to. A lot of the cases I learned in school, because I've just been in school since preschool, so, you know. And I'm a poli-sci and criminal justice major, so they were coming. Yeah. They were coming left and right. And so I think it's powerful, especially for that population of people, to have that type of support. So honestly, I'm here for it. You know, 100%. I think it can do nothing but good for that community.
Wow. And I mean, I guess many of us feel that way because Kim went from a whole reality star to a whole, you know, attorney on the rise. She will be, I believe that she will definitely pass the bar and do everything that she intends to do with it. And so good for her. And I know that you could relate a little bit. So that's why I wanted to get your take on that. Listen, I told you this is going to be a fire show. Hey, B ain't playing up in here. I need y'all to stay tuned. I need you guys, again, we are going to be doing our moot court tonight. She's very familiar with what this is.
Yes, I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm very excited as well. You are listening to the Danny Morrison Show, and I'm your host, Robin Ayers. You are listening to KBLA Talk 1580. Stay right there.
Nighttime is the right time for Danny Morrison on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Mike Island, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. In a speech Wednesday night at a DNC event near the U.S. Capitol, President Biden condemned voter intimidation and political violence.
We must, with one voice, speak as a country and say there's no place for voter intimidation or political violence in America.
Biden said fair elections are a part of protecting democracy. An iPhone factory inside a Chinese industrial park is being ordered to lock down. It's being done to stop the spread of COVID. The factory belongs to Foxconn, and the lockdown remains in effect until November 9th. Twitter's new owner is holding off on allowing banned users to rejoin the platform. In a tweet, Elon Musk said there needs to be a clear process for welcoming back those individuals. And that's the latest. I'm Mike Island from your 24/7 news source, the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com.
In these inflationary times, you need a good value, especially when it comes to fuel. Lava Propane gives you 2 extra pounds more than other companies who short fill. You get more gas for the same cash. With the holidays coming, it's time to check propane tank levels. Visit lavapropane.com for value and location.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The pressure on Washington Commanders owner Dan Snyder to get out of the NFL appears to be making an impact. Snyder announced today that Bank of America will help him identify potential buyers for the franchise. Snyder has been under intense criticism, even from NFL owners. Reports have surface of a toxic atmosphere in his organization. Women working for the franchise have made claims of sexual harassment and disrespectful treatment. If you're interested in buying the Commanders, the asking price is $5.5 billion. The Lakers are at home tonight against New Orleans. Anthony Davis is questionable with a sore back. The Clippers will not have Kawhi Leonard for tonight's game at Houston. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. This sports report was brought to you by MVP Accident Attorneys. When it comes to your settlement, we're slam dunk. Call 833-MVP-WINS or check their website at themvp.com for a free case review.
If you're the victim of a car accident, call the pros at MVP Accident Attorneys. When it comes to getting the maximum compensation you deserve, our team hits it out of the park. Call 833-MVP-WINS for a free case review.
Call on me, your MVP.
If you're not listening to Tavis Smiley weekday mornings on KBLA Talk 1580, you're missing out. Everybody wants to talk to Tavis.
That's one reason, by the way, why I'm so thrilled to have this conversation with you today. The three people I always most hoped would interview me were Phil Donahue, Studs Terkel, and Tavis Smiley. Donahue's retired, Terkel's deceased, so real thrill for me. And the reason why I have such respect for what you do is you have a historically informed conversation of depth and detail.
Be sure to tune in to Tavis Smiley, 9 a.m. to 12 noon on your unapologetically progressive radio station, KBLA Talk 1580.
Haven't voted yet? Save time and avoid the election day lines by voting early. Visit plan.lavote.gov to find a vote center in your neighborhood and stop by before Tuesday, November 8th.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
For generations, our families have worked hard to accomplish the dream of owning a home. Not just to have a roof over their heads, but roots beneath their feet. A place to gather and reconnect with loved ones. A home to pass down through the generations. It's your turn now. And Rocket Mortgage is here to help open the doors to home ownership. Rocket is an expert when it comes to buying a home, and we have the tools to help you get there. In this competitive market, a verified approval can give you an edge with sellers. You'll stand out because your finances have been approved, so they'll know you're a serious buyer. So, when it's time to buy that house and make it your dream home, Rocket can. Let us help you get started. Call 888-900-0409 today or visit rocketmortgage.com.
A verified approval is based on an underwriter's analysis of your individual financial information appraisal and title report. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states. NMLSconsumeraccess.org, number 3030.
Hey, Dad, how do airplanes fly? What's in this box? Is this tree good for climbing? How are babies made?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Talking to them about gun safety in your home is a good first step, but you can do more. Always keep your guns locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
Here's another one. And another one. From Little Kim, the Queen Bee. It's lady night, what? It must be Angie on the mic. The butter pea, honey, got the sugar, got the spice. Roll the L tight. Keep the rhymes right, yo. I just made this mother up last night. And I'm the rookie on this all-star team. Me and Kim is getting cream. Like Thelma and Louise, but on chrome. Never leave that Brooklyn shit alone. So if you say it's on, then it's on. Bang this in your whip. Back and cold rollie with the chips in the wrist. Here's a French kick. I dismiss all you chicks. Hit six from the 4th, make it dance. Ow! I stay focused in the dope like a penny with a hole in it. Y'all just hopeless and hopeless. I ain't lying. Trying to knock me off, keep trying. All it takes is one phone call to my street and promote that ass like a soundtrack. Do that. Set it off with the 8 did it. Y'all missing the buck with the bump Biggie in the truck. Hey, let me see you do the bank head. It's the riches, it's the rap made rap the QB, and I got all my sisters with me.
This is Ladies Night. Andy knows what's up. Andy knows what's up. It is definitely ladies' night at the Danny Morrison Show. I am your host for tonight, Robin Ayers, and with my amazing co-host for the night, AB.
Okay, so boom.
Okay. You corrected me right there. Listen, I told you I'm gonna say that all night. Okay, so boom. Yeah. Y'all know who she is. And she's just proven. I love all the background information that you just gave us on you and law school and your plans and all that. I wanted people to have an idea of who I have sitting with me tonight. And you've done just that. But listen, we're not done. I told you that we are going to have our own little moot court. And if you are unfamiliar with moot court, you can break it down better than I can.
You want me to? This your game.
Okay, it's a practice court, basically, right? It's just a practice court where two attorneys are sort of debating or litigating a topic.
Yeah, you litigate your side, and normally you really don't even know what side you're going to get till you get there.
See, which is exactly what we're about to do. Ooh, yes, it's going down. Okay, so I figured we would do a moot court, and we're going to let this nice shiny quarter that I'm holding, we're going to let this decide what we're going to debate. So heads is going to be for.
Okay.
Tails is going to be against. And let me tell you what the first topic is.
Okay.
So Super Scent, if you are familiar with her, I love her actually. I really do. I love the way she gets down. Her real name is Raynell Stewart. She's known for her crayon case makeup. Have you tried her crayon case?
I've tried a few items. She don't play.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's good. It has the pigment is nice.
It's on hit.
Okay. All right. It's on hit. Okay. All right. I'm gonna take your word for it. Okay. But it's a multi-million-dollar makeup company that she has taken and ran with it, and she put out a video just showing what's going down with her youngest daughter on Instagram. It was a post that she made, and I'll tell you what it says, but then we're gonna go ahead and let Andy play this clip. She wrote, "Retire from gentle parent." She said she's talking about her daughter. She said she needs these tray poppings, which means her son used to get popped, right? My son ain't never played with me like this. So this is what she wrote. Let's play the video and see what she says.
What is your problem? No, you're not getting my phone. It's bedtime. It's bedtime. It's bedtime. I said it's bedtime. And you will not talk back to me. You hear me?
Absolutely.
Sometimes you just got to come out. So listen, she says she's trying the gentle parenting thing. In case you don't know, I mean, I guess it's self-described, but it's gentle parenting is an evidence. I always go to Google, right? Okay. Google is my best friend because I like to know what I'm talking about. Okay, it says evidence-based approach to raising happy, confident children. This parenting style is composed of four main elements: empathy, respect, understanding, and boundaries, and focuses on fostering the qualities you want in your child by being compassionate and enforcing consistent gentle parenting is. And I know these days a lot of parents are trying to pick up on this new wave, this new age thing.
Yeah, I do a little bit of both.
You do a little bit of both, but see, here's what we're gonna do. So, old school parenting in the black community, we'll take that. In the black community, old school is really like you do what I say. You about to get this hand, you about to get this belt, this switch, this whatever, and then this gentle parenting thing. So we're gonna let this coin decide for us which case we are going to litigate. Okay, you ready? You want to flip it?
I'm gonna flip.
Okay, heads is for gentle parenting, and tails is for old school parenting.
Okay,
here we go.
Let's see. I got tails.
You got tails. Okay, so you are.
I didn't even say who was gonna do what. Huh? We're gonna flip one more time.
Oh yes, you did. You're right. That's right.
Okay.
You did it.
What you want, heads or tails?
I'm gonna call tails.
Okay, so tails was you not gentle parenting, right?
Right. Tails is old school parenting.
Ready?
Yeah.
We're gonna do it again. Tails.
Ooh. Okay. So I get to argue.
Yes.
Old school parenting.
Okay.
Who starts what? You my special guest. You want to start?
Well, okay. So if I'm for, and
so
that means
we need to get
you gotta go first because you're prosecution.
She's schooling me up in here.
You got the burden of proof, baby. She's schooling me. I'm defending the gentle parenting. Okay. So you got to lay the foundation real quick.
You right. Okay. So what's proper? 30 seconds.
30
seconds? A minute, 30 seconds.
Okay,
30 seconds is good. Okay.
I'm coming with the heat right after.
You about to come with the heat. She about to destroy me in here. Okay, so 30 seconds, and I am about to tell you what old school parenting, why I'm for old school parenting. Are we ready? Go. Okay. I feel as though old school parenting I got, right? That's how I grew up in the hood, and that's how my siblings and my friends, how we all grew up, and we turned out all right. I feel like these days, well, I'm not going to, can you argue these days? I don't know if you could argue these days, but I feel as though old school parenting worked. You do what I say, and I'm going to pop you if you don't do it, right? And so basically, I guess my argument is that it definitely works. I've turned out okay. I think more than okay. I am nice to people. I am kind to people. And I have to attribute that to some of the old school parenting ways, not just from my parents, but the other people who raised me, other not siblings, but my aunts and grandparents and people in the community. They've all helped to assist in this old school parenting way. So I am for, Your Honor, I am for old school parenting ways.
Okay, my turn.
All right, I had with 7 seconds left over. That was me. All right.
But use your 7 seconds, right?
She's like, I'm about to eat you up. No. Okay, you get your 30 seconds for gentle parenting and go.
Okay, so boom. So you talked about how old school parenting worked, right? But when you look at the community of black people these days, people be a little messed up. So these kids got anxiety. Okay, they got issues. They doing all kind of stuff to deal with the issues that they didn't have growing up because somebody was coming out of nowhere with a switch on hand and getting them in trouble. When you support gentle parenting, what you are is raising a child who has empathy, right, and who learns how to be respectful without being aggressive, right? So what we want to eliminate is that aggression in our kids, especially in the black community, because they always talking about how black women are so aggressive, right? And then black men, they be shutting down because we have shut down those emotions and not allowed them to express themselves. So when you gentle parent, you let them get it out, feel how you feel and respect your feelings, but now let's talk about it and see why you feel that way. And how do we address this, and how do I help you as your parent, right, to help you grow and help you learn, like, what you just did, I don't think it's okay. But me putting my hands on you ain't going to change that behavior. I have to talk to you and foster you and give you the tools you need to learn how to deal with whatever behavioral issues you got going on right now. And I pay this phone bill.
I think your 30 seconds is up.
How about that?
I paid his phone bill. Okay, I have literally nothing else to say about that. I don't know if the judge was here. The judge would totally say you won that case. But when we come forward, I am going to ask AB how she actually feels and how she is with her parenting style, because I want to know, and then I'll discuss a little bit more about my parenting style and see, if we take a little bit from both.
Yes.
So you guys, I want you to stay right there. You are inside the Danny Morrison Show. It's KBLA Talk 1580.
From Bakersfield to Los Angeles, like George and Weezy, Danny Morrison is moving on up at KBLA Talk 1580.
Ready to earn cash for community service? I'm Aisha Cairo, and I can tell you how, thanks to CaliforniaBlackMedia.org. This is your K-Black Minute News. The first hashtag Californians for All College Corps Fellows will begin during the 2022-2023 academic year. Students can receive up to $10,000 for completing a year of community service. College Corps is a statewide paid service program that provides meaningful work to college students that helps them graduate on time with less debt while benefiting the local community. According to Governor Newsom, College Corps is about restoring the social contract between the government and its citizens. This public investment builds upon California Volunteers' army of service members. Over the next 4 years, College Corps will engage 13,000 California undergrads. Find out more at californiavolunteers.ca.gov.
Hey, California, abortion rights are literally on your ballot this year. Voting yes on Prop 1 protects your personal health care decisions by putting the fundamental right to abortion and the fundamental right to choose or refuse contraception into the state constitution. So no judge, no politician can restrict your decision-making about basic health care services. If you agree that everyone deserves the respect and dignity to make the decisions that are right for them and their families, vote yes on Prop 1 and mail back your ballot by November 8th. No stamp needed. Together with the Black Women for Wellness Action Project and the California Legislative Black Caucus, we'll demand reproductive freedom and protect abortion rights for generations to come. Vote yes on Prop 1. Ad paid for by Yes on Proposition 1, supported by healthcare organizations, Planned Parenthood affiliates of California, and Senator Tony Atkins Ballot Measure Committee. Committee major funding from Federated Indians of Great Rancheria.
Roll out. The all-new Gardena Nissan is proud to be a partner of KBLA, and right now during their fall sales event, 0 down delivers any new or pre-owned car at Gardena Nissan. They're located conveniently on Redondo Beach Boulevard at Western, and they specialize in helping folks out who have no credit, bad credit, bankruptcies, or repos. The folks at Gardena Nissan will take fantastic care of you and help you get into the car you need and deserve at a spectacular price. Visit them today or shop online at GardenaNissan.com. The all-new Gardena Nissan is proud partner of KBLA, and right now during their fall sales event, 0 down delivers any new or pre-owned car at Gardena Nissan. For the best deals, log on to GardenaNissan.com. 0 down on approved credit. GardenaNissan.com. Roll out.
Now back to more of the Danny Morrison Show on KBLA Talk 1580.
Now, y'all know AB just ate me up in that last moot court. What did we just do? We litigate. Did we litigate?
We litigated.
Okay, we litigated. Listen, look at me. Look at you up in here in these litigation streets. Okay. Listen. Okay, so she did eat me up in that one. You know, we don't have a real judge, but I concede you actually did. Okay. So our second one, and I'm gonna give us 30 seconds as well.
Okay.
Our second topic with the very unfortunate passing of Takeoff, from the Migos, and we had a full, conversation about that recently. PNB Rock, Nipsey Hussle, you take your pick. I mean, it's just too much in the hip hop community. But what they are saying is that people in hip hop are dying too much. People in hip like that, it's a hip hop problem. Whereas some other people are arguing that it's actually a mentality problem. It's something different. So that is going to be what we are going to argue. Is it a hip hop culture thing? Is it that industry, or is it really just a mentality thing? And that we need to check it in our community. We need to check it when it's young, when the people are younger. So. You want to flip it?
You can flip this time.
Okay,
I flipped last time.
All right, I'm gonna flip it.
Wait, which one is heads? Which one is tails?
Right, what you call it?
Okay, I'm gonna take heads.
Heads. Okay, so I'm gonna say tails. It is what is that? That is tails.
That's tails. Okay, so you get to choose what side you want to be on.
Okay. Ooh, I didn't even say it in advance. I'm gonna say the mentality.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna go first.
Go ahead.
Okay. You now choose carefully now. Okay, so mentality, and I have 30 seconds, and let's go ahead and do this, right? So the mentality, I think that what's happening in the hip hop community, and what people are saying with all of these rappers dying, that they are confronting problems or not knowing how to turn away from problems. I think that it goes back to a lot of how they were raised and the community that they were raised in, and that they weren't set up with the proper mentality from the jump, so that if that's never healed, if that's never talked about, when they are in circumstances where there's a lot of fighting or chaos about to go on, they don't know how to walk away per se, because they have a mentality that has not evolved yet. And so I don't necessarily think it's the music industry or hip hop. It really is an everybody problem, but I think that it really does start in the mentality. So there you have it. I didn't even set my clock, but that's my 30 seconds.
Okay, cool.
I thought I did. Okay, you ready? You gonna talk about the hip hop?
It's the hip hop issue.
Okay, and AB, you go.
Okay, so boom. I would say that it is a hip hop issue, a music issue, right? Because music goes into our spirit, right? And what you receive, a lot of what we learn, we receive through hearing, right? So when you think about back in slavery, they used to sing hymns, right, while they were on the plantation. That music goes into your spirit, and it gives you, it makes right? During the civil rights movement, they used to sing songs, right, to help them feel motivated and feel connected. So when you listen to music like this, it makes you feel connected with the person who is putting that information out there, and that's what you receive as your lesson. So it's going to be the music.
Yo, 30 seconds is up, and she ate me up again. She brought the civil rights into it, and her sister is pumping her up. Oh, my gosh. I think she won again. She showed me why she is a law student, and she is the future Esquire up in these streets. Y'all are inside the Danny Morrison Show. It's KBLA Talk 1580. Stay right there.
Nighttime is the right time for Danny Morrison on KBLA Talk 1580.
Inglewood healthcare workers, patients, and community leaders are urging you to vote no on Measure HC, the unequal pay measure.
HC raises pay for only certain healthcare workers, but workers at 73% of Inglewood's healthcare facilities get nothing.
In fact, Measure HC excludes workers at community clinics, urgent care centers, Planned Parenthood, and other providers that serve low-income and uninsured patients. HC will create staffing shortages and jeopardize access to quality healthcare for the most disadvantaged.
And Measure HC will increase healthcare costs by millions of dollars every year at a time when Inglewood working families can't afford higher prices.
Measure HC. Unequal,
unfair,
costly.
Please vote no on HC.
Ad paid for by No on Measure HC. Against the Unequal Pay Initiative, sponsored by the California Association of Hospitals and Health Systems, committee major funding from California Association of Hospitals and Health Systems.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, reminding you, when we fight, we win. Central CSO organizes for the rights of the undocumented, quality public education, and supporting in solidarity other communities seeking social justice. Central CSO stands for Chicano X, self-determination, defending public education, and fighting for all oppressed people in Boyle Heights and East Los Angeles. Find Central CSO meetings every third Wednesday. Visit online at centralcso.wordpress.com or on Instagram at CentralCS. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Danielle Sandoval, candidate for LA City Council District 15. Watts and Wilmington have been ignored far too long. I plan to do something about it. I have spoken to residents, and they've expressed it is time for new leadership. The corruption in City Hall has highlighted this need for change. The time is of leadership to represent Watts and Wilmington. Vote for me, Danielle Sandoval, for LA City Council.
Paid for by Sandoval for LA Committee, ID 14500.
Real talk, real time, the gospel truth. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show on KBLA Talk 1580.
So basically, it wasn't even fair. It wasn't even fair. I didn't even have a shot, but I don't even know why I thought I could come up in here asking you to litigate next to me.
I was going to say, you came up with the topics. You should have been ready.
It was on the fly. It was on the fly. You know what I'm saying? But you don't think I was ready? Didn't I do an okay job? I did an okay job.
No, you did good. For real.
I didn't go civil rights, but
sometimes you guys, you
gotta dig in the archives.
Yep. Make people feel it.
You really, and you made me feel it. You made me feel it. So let's go back because I wanted to ask you about your parenting style. We, of course, we just talked about gentle parenting versus old school parenting. First of all, how were you raised, and then how do you implement that into your own style of parenting?
I got that old school energy 100%. Right. I'm the oldest of all my siblings.
Okay.
Right. So I have 3 brothers, 2 sisters. I'm the oldest.
Oh,
so,
okay.
I got that original, it is what it is, straight roots. Get it together, figure it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so as a parent now, I'm a little bit of both. I do a little bit of both, right? Especially because, my son, he is really advanced for his age because he's growing up on a law school campus. You know what I mean? So he sees a lot more, and he's more aware. So with that, and especially because he had a little black boy too, you know.
Exactly.
And so I want to to limit his emotions, or like, you know, we talk about it. You know what I mean? When he's going through something, I let him cry. Go ahead, get it out. Feel how you want to feel. We're gonna talk about it after. You know, I'm not gonna stop you from that, because I think that's one issue we see in the Black community, and that I've heard a lot from like Black men. It's like, there ain't nobody care about my feelings, or I don't have nobody to cry to, or you know, whatever the case may be. And you know they feel, but they've never been taught how to do that. It's always kind of been this energy of like, as a man, you just deal with it.
Exactly.
You know, you suffer in silence almost, and that's not healthy. You know, and we're seeing, I believe we're seeing like the result of that in the young Black men these days. You know, they suffering in silence, but they acting out on the other end. So for me, like, Santana definitely gets like, don't play with me, you know what I mean, from time to time. But I do try to like gentle parent enough. But once he get out of pocket, or you know, I feel like he's taking advantage of it, then it is. We going toe to toe.
I've had to go toe to toe a couple of times with my kids. I mean, I think that I do try to, for the most part, I do the gentle parenting thing. I'm probably more on that side. I communicate a lot with my kids. You guys know I have 15-year-old daughters, and they are, if I must admit, they are really amazing. They're like great people. They're great human beings, you know, and I like that, and I respect that. But it definitely comes from how my husband and I raise our kids, and I think we do have a healthy balance of, you know, do what I said, you know, and communicating with them. And then before I had kids, I was very intentional. And I said, I'm going to be intentional raising my kids. So I want them to be healthy in their emotions and being able to talk to us and all of that stuff. So I think it's important, you know, to have that healthy balance, because you're right. We are seeing right now, sort of the results of how these kids were raised, not hiding emotions, but just bearing them pretty much inside.
A lack of emotion, you know, and then these kids out here getting their heart broke, you know, and don't know how to deal with it, and don't have nobody to talk to about it or whatever. And we, you know, especially in my generation, like, the culture is, it could be a little frustrating sometimes, because you like, boy, you don't, like, use your words. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're cutting up. Use your words. What's going on? And I just, you know, I think that we have to put that in our kids, right? That it's cool to talk about how you feel. And I think in the Black community too, just because we've been through so much historically, that we've kind of had to suffer in silence. That's generational curses, right? Like, that's what you call a generational curse of, like, we've been put in this position where you can't express your emotions, and it's going to be somebody who make you seem like, oh, you're acting like a victim, or whatever the case may be. And it's like, no, I'm a human, right? And so I think my energy comes from, I want my son to know you're a human being. That's right. At the end of the day, right? That's right. Boy, girl, whatever, however you decide to live your life, like, you're a human being, and people need to respect that process. But in order for them to respect that process, I have to teach you how to even, like, go through that process. And so, some, you know, and also, like, with switching to the other side sometimes is, like, because you are a Black man, right? And it's going to get hard out here. And so you're going to have to also be able to deal with when somebody come at you in another way, how to conduct yourself, you know, in that fashion. And so it's better for you to learn at home than you go outside in these streets and then you don't learn the proper way.
Shout out and salute to you. Salute to you. Okay, so boom. We're not even done talking yet. Listen, I still want to talk about the mentality versus hip hop or, you know, music thing. So when we come forward, we'll talk a little bit more about that. But you also have the Raw Report coming up, where we're going to talk about some other entertaining factors. And I want to get your input on that